Welcome back to the laboratory. We're not in the laboratory. We're at Miles of Mayhem with the GTO. I'm hanging out here with my stick shift brethren, Brett Stevens, Kane Chuck Norris, Rich Guido, and special guest, Taylor Hedrick, all the way from North Carolina. One of the Carolinas that drove this thing all the way here to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So we're gonna go see how far we make out. And when I say we, I mean me and the car, because right now I feel like hell already, but wish me luck. Okay, we're in the lanes. First run on Monday. Let's see how we make out. Okay, so made the first run. Good news is it went way faster than I thought it was going to go in the heat and humidity and the altitude here. Bad news is, and I had a really soft tune-up in it, or so I thought. The bad news is, it went to 734, and NHRA only allows a 735, and turns out this track isn't NHRA, it's WDRA, which only allows 750. So my dreams of a one and done and hitting the road early today, that's done. We have to make a second pass, and we've really got to sandbag this thing down. So I'm gonna have to go back into the tune and see what I can do to try and slow it down another 2.5 tenths. Fun. We choose to do this. Yeah, here we go. Second attempt. I'm gonna try and sandbag a bit better. $750 or slower is the goal. Got a 4-second car in the other lane, should be interesting. So I felt it launch quite a bit harder, so I pedaled it a couple of times to make sure I didn't go too fast. I saw it on the scoreboard, 755. I'll confirm that when I get the ticket here, but I think we're good. 755 after I pedaled it 3 times. So one of the things about the whole drag and drive world is trailer versus no trailer. I don't like the idea of a trailer, so I jam everything into the car. So every day you have to unload the car, race it, and then to go back into the street, you have to take this entire yard sale and somehow jam it back in the car. Plus, there's things that we do to convert the car from race trim to street trim. For example, when I'm racing it, I'm on slicks, so you can see I'm taking the slicks off, putting street tires on the back. On the first day, we uncork the exhaust because that's normally what I do when I race. After we realized that the car would go too fast because it's tech limited to 750 and we needed to slow it down, the rest of the week we didn't bother uncorking the exhaust because we're trying to slow it down. Mike and Rich Guido coming for a visit there in the pits next to us. So we're converting from race trim back to street trim, and at the same time we're trying to pack this yard sale all back in the car again. And so Jim's under the car right now corking up the exhaust again. I'm putting the front trim rings back on. I got the one slick off already, and at this point I'm going around to the other side to take the other slick off. Jim is cleaning the stones off the slicks because there's a lot of gravel at these tracks, and the sticky hot slicks tend to have a lot of gravel stones stuck to them. Slicks pack in the trunk really tightly up against the quarter panels, so I don't want them scratching off the trunk paints, and even worse, I don't want like any little dents coming from the inside out on the quarter panel. So we clean the slicks off before we stick them in the trunk. Now you see I got a checklist there. That's done on purpose. By the time you get to the end of a week of these drag and drive things, you can't think straight because you haven't slept and it's hot and everything else. So you don't want to forget anything important. So I make sure I have a physical checklist so we can check off the things as we do them one by one, make sure nothing gets forgotten. You can see Jim is also putting some painter's tape across the first few inches on the roof and also on the hood and across the front of the car. Right now I'm consulting my phone to look at pictures to try and figure out how this whole yard sale gets Tetrised back into the trunk, because it really is a big Tetris game. So we worked this all out ahead of time, took a bunch of pictures so we know how everything is supposed to go back in there. And of course, 2 days later you can't remember, so you look at the pictures and it helps you put everything back in there. Back to the tape again on the front of the car. One of the great things about tape in the front of the car is when you get to the next track, you can just peel off the tape and it takes most of the bugs off with it. So we don't have a lot of cleanup to do with getting bugs off the front of the car. Fortunately, we didn't do a lot of night driving, so the bug situation wasn't bad for us. Jim's doing tire pressures. We also have to adjust the airbag pressures in the back. When we start loading the car up with all of this stuff, the back of the car will start dropping. So we actually put more air in the airbags when we're going down the street than what we do when we're going down the highway. So all of the tools, the slicks, the spare parts and supplies like octane boost and oil and things like that, that all manages to fit in the trunk. All of our luggage, our bags, the laptop, the cameras, the cooler, lawn chairs, the rest of that stuff, we jam all into the back seat to where I can almost not see out the back window anymore. There's a lot of stuff that fits in this car. Fortunately, GTOs of this vintage have a massive trunk, so you can fit both slicks and lots of tools and supplies and everything else. You could fit 5 dead bodies in there if you needed. The rest of the stuff, like I say, we jam it to the back of the car. There was just the two of us, me and my friend Jim, that came to help me this week. If there was any more, we wouldn't have been able to fit anybody else in the car. It was full. So again, at this point, we're trying to figure out how everything fits in the trunk. I brought the car cover along, and that just made it more difficult to try and jam everything in the trunk because the car cover took a lot of room by itself. But we thought, with the storms at that time of year in Canada, chances of hail are pretty good, and we thought, maybe the car cover might, buy us a little bit of protection. So that's why we took it. Anyway, that's how you get an entire yard sale into the back of a GTO. So we made it to day 2. We made the drive. Car's making some kind of weird noise I haven't figured out yet, but when I went to put the slicks on this morning, I saw that the studs were all pointing in different directions, and when I checked both sides, we bent all the studs. Now I normally pack a spare set of studs because stick car racing going on, but of course couldn't find them. So anyway, thanks to James Dick and his family, his wife, for making a parts run. So we got some new wheel studs, so we're going to put those in. It's almost noon now, so we're way past the first 2 sessions. We're probably only getting one chance to make one run, so we're going to try and get this done, make a run, and then make it to the next track. And whatever the noise is in the car, it needs to get worse enough that we can figure out what it is. So wish us luck. Okay, here we go. First run, second day. Rad Torque Raceway. If the car sounds quiet, it's because we didn't uncork the exhaust because we're trying to slow it down. So let's see how we do. Not good. I think we just lost the clutch. So I saw it light up at 7:45. I don't know if they're gonna hand in that ticket. Guess we're gonna find out. Wouldn't do a burnout again. I think the clutch is done. I saw it.
Okay.
Wouldn't do a burnout again.
Yeah. They said you should have let them back you up and do it again, but whatever. Go around again?
I don't know. I'm gonna see if they're gonna let me hand that in. Try again to get a legal run, and we're going to hope that I can do a burnout because it seems like we got clutch issues.
It looks like they just roll you through the water past it.
Okay, don't let them
stop short.
I want to be in the water. Okay, so the car in front of me almost crashed. Didn't, but almost, so we're going to try another burnout. That still was way too much clutch. third time is the charm. Hopefully we can do a burnout. Hopefully the car doesn't do anything stupid. And hopefully we don't go too fast. Okay, that felt like a burnout. Some days you just can't do anything right at the track, and today's one of those days. So I'm gonna hand in that 788 and be embarrassed about it. Here we go, day 3. Okay, I got no idea what that was, but I didn't want to go too fast again, so I stepped out of it early. Thanks very much.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take that. $761. That'll work. One and done.
Here we go, track number 4. We're at 5,300 feet density altitude. So I'm gonna run it all the way out and hope that I don't go too fast. Okay, here we go. Second attempt at getting a legal ticket. Like a 770, so it's slow. I pedaled it too much, but it's a legal ticket I can hand in, and it's late in the day and it's hot as hell. There's weather coming and we got a long drive tonight. So I'm gonna hand this one in and call it done. Okay, here we go, last day. All I gotta do is take the green light and I've officially finished, but of course I want to get a legal ticket. Sandbag this first run and hope that it's legal. We're only at 3,000 feet right now. We were about 1,000 feet higher when we were here on Monday.
So we're home, we're back in the shop, and I didn't film an outro in Saskatoon because, well, the theme of the week was sand. It started out with sandbagging to try and get my car to go slow enough that I could hand in a legal ticket, but the last day in Saskatoon, it was sandstorm. It was nasty windy and nasty dirty, and sand got everywhere. The car was just covered in sand and dust and dirt. All of our stuff, the whole yard sale was just covered. The cameras, the little bit of time that we had them out, got covered. So I didn't want to deal with the sand anymore and risk getting the cameras more dirty. So didn't film an outro there. So I'm doing it here back at home. So we made it back. So we finished the week, which was awesome. The car kept making horrible noises from the drivetrain, like something's machining something. Never did figure out what it was. Figured we'd just keep driving until it made itself obvious. Never did. So I still got to take it apart and try and figure out what the problem is, but we finished. So that was good. And I finished. I didn't think I would survive the week with my health, but we did. So if you're still watching at this point, thanks for watching. If you're a subscriber, thanks for that. If you're not, why not? Why aren't you? Like, comment, subscribe. You know, the usual stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching. As usual, be kind, be humble. See you next time.